Okay, I've got you muted. I see Cole. Cole, right now you're the only one, buddy. Which I've already gone over this assignment, so there may not be a lot of kids here. Up here's some more coming in. Never mind. Okay, I've got everybody. Excuse me. I've got everybody muted again. At least I think I do. Just while I talk about the assignment, and then we can talk about or address any questions you might have about it. And I've still got some people tuning in here. Um, so I just wanted to talk about it because there's a couple things I added to it, and just give you an opportunity to ask me questions. This may be a pretty short meeting because I've already talked about this assignment, but I wanted to give kids an opportunity to ask me questions again. So I've got the classroom page here, right? And I'm going to scroll down to, and if I'm pausing, it's because I'm admitting kids into the class. So forgive me if I pause here. But I'm going to scroll down to the presidential scandal test essay. Click on that. Right. Oh, look, somebody turned in already. Look at that. Okay. And I'm going to click on instructions. So I did make one change to it. I think just one. Sometimes kids, when you're doing stuff over the weekend, you evaluate things and you look at stuff and you plan stuff and you maybe figure out how you can make an assignment a little bit better. All right, especially when it's not due for a few days yet. So let me just run through this really quick and tell you what I added to it. So once again, when you go to do this, and this is your test, right? So if you notice, it says test essay. So your test on Thursday is this and some quizzes, questions that'll be posted on that day. And I'll talk more about those in a moment. So this will be the first sentence of your essay. So the first sentence of your essay is this thesis statement. Okay, so just make sure, type that down. Decide what scandal you're going to choose and why you think it was the worst, and fill in the blanks. And then you'll support that. Okay, so I added some things here. It should be multiple paragraph essay, which means it only has to be 2. Your paragraph should be 5 sentences in length. So push yourself, try and give me 5 sentences per paragraph. It is due by 4/30/20 by the end of the day. But once again, do remember that due dates are flexible now. So if you have any issues, let me know. Send me a communication. Due dates are still important because you guys need to keep pace and I need to keep pace. But the administration has instructed us to be flexible on those. So just let me know if you're having any issues or things like that, or if you need help. And so what I did is really the only instruction I added to it was give me at least 3 supporting arguments. And that usually helps kids out. Kids like to have a number. So say you choose. Now imagine that a lot of kids are going to choose Watergate. And remember, you can choose any of these 15 scandals. I came up with 15 scandals because this is actually an assignment that I worked on earlier in the year, but we were originally going to do a bracket challenge for this, so I needed 15 topics, right? So I just figured I'd give you kids a choice. But the one I gave you notes on is Watergate. So if all of you choose Watergate, that's okay, but you can choose any of these you want. I mean, maybe you consider yourself to be more of a Democrat and you want to choose a Republican to pick on. Maybe you consider yourself to be more of a Republican. You want to choose a Democrat to pick on. You've got those options here. Or maybe you just think one scandal is particularly worse than the other and would be a good one to look at. Maybe you're into current events, so you could look at our current president if you want to. Okay, so there's a lot of options here. Or maybe it's just a topic you're interested in. You know, like I had a let me mention this really quick. So I had a student earlier today ask me, he sent me a list of 3 that he was interested in. Okay, now if it were me doing this assignment, I would probably choose Watergate because the teacher just gave me notes on that. But also, like the one that the list of students sent me, one of them he looked at, asked about was this one. And that took place during World War One. And what that deals with is the suppression of civil liberties during World War One. Basically, what Woodrow Wilson did with those acts was limit freedom of speech. And so for me, that's a pretty interesting issue. Like, should people's rights, civil liberties, be limited during times of war? It's an interesting question. So for me, if I was picking one of these, that's one that would really have my attention. So some of them, maybe if you do a quick Google search, you might find, hey, I'm pretty interested in that. I want to do that. Okay. So now the only thing that's different from this is you do need to provide your sources at the end of the essay. Typical test essay, you don't have to do that, but you guys are going to be looking stuff up and I want to know where you got it from. All right. So fill in that sentence, support it with 3 supporting arguments, give me at least 2 paragraphs. Okay. That's all I'm asking for. That's due by the end of the day, Thursday. Once again, due dates are flexible. We'll try to get it done. And then don't forget about the writing rules. Been telling kids about these all year, and kids still keep violating them. So don't do that this time. Look at those writing rules, proofread it before you turn it in. Did I break any of those writing rules? Excuse me. So on Thursday is your test. It's open book, open note. Feel free to use your notes, use your book. And I need you to do this. And then there'll be quizzes, questions too. Now, those quizzes, questions, there's 30 of them. 28, I believe, are multiple choice. Yeah, 28 are multiple choice. One's a multiple select. So you're going to check all that apply. And then one's a fill in the blank. And you'll have 2 days. That quiz it'll be open for 2 days. It'll be open on Thursday and Friday. And it'll automatically give me your score, which is nice. Nice. So, and you can use your notes. So you can use your notes on that. And hopefully everybody will do well. Okay. Now, one other thing to show you with this, if you look, Mrs. Sklarek is with us right now. Whoa, what just happened there? I hate it when it does that. Okay. So I'm gonna go back to the main page, and Mrs. Sklarek posted the other day this. This is not really an assignment. It's just a graphic organizer she posted in case students want to use that. Sometimes that helps kids with essays. She wanted to talk to some of her kids about that. So if you want to use this, you can. Basically, you can fill it out, and if you want to turn in your essay on this form, you can. That'd be fine with me, as long as you fulfill my requirements. But this can be a form you can use to fill out the essay if you want, and maybe even if you just use part of it, that's okay too. But that can be helpful for kids, and I'm sure if you have any questions about that form for her or me as to how to fill it out, um, we can answer those. But you don't have to use that. But it's just there as an aid. Hopefully that wasn't confusing for any of you as, oh my gosh, another assignment. This is not an assignment. It's just a post that allows you that gives you a way to fill out the essay and might be helpful for some kids if you want to use it. Okay. All right. Now that is all I have, but I just wanted to give another opportunity for kids to ask me questions. There's only a couple of you here, it looks like. So I'm going to unmute everybody and see if you have any questions. And I will be posting this recording for other kids too. Some kids have viewed the recording later, or at least they told me they have. So, any questions? Oh, we got someone else coming in. Any questions out there in social studies 2 land about the Campbell essay or any assignment?
Do you prefer if it's on Pages or Google Classroom or Google Forms?
Good question, Jaden. Really, for all of this stuff that I'm giving you, it's better to use Google Docs because I can give you feedback on it. Like I can put a comment right next to something in there. Pages, it's harder for me to give you feedback. It's less efficient. You know, I can only post stuff in comments. I would try to use Google Docs for everything. But that's a good question. That's what I prefer. Anybody else?
No, sir.
No, sir. Was that Cole?
Yes.
What about any other assignments? Good on those? Now, here's the thing, guys. Remember, it is the fourth quarter now, and there was a deadline posted. And I think everybody on here is okay with that. But there was a deadline posted that, you know, we're not to accept third quarter assignments once the fourth quarter started. But if you didn't get, so the fourth quarter assignments are Cesar Chavez boycott activity and the ERA video. If you didn't get those done, or if you want to make corrections and resubmit those, because I do give you feedback on those, that's an additional learning experience. You could make corrections and still get those points, right? Sometimes kids get frustrated by, you know, I'll say stuff like other tactics, right? Add another tactic and get that point. The reason why I'm giving very specific feedback is to help you become a better learner, but also in case you want to resubmit it. So there's 2 assignments that you could still do if you haven't turned them in yet. Boycott activity and the ERA video questions, or you can resubmit those with corrections if you would like. Okay?
Yep.
Anything else? Okay, as always, feel free to contact me if you have a question. Even if you're working on the essay, since it's open book, open note, ask me something. Does this sound okay? Doing this right? Is this a good source? What do you know? Because that allows me to teach you. So don't be afraid to send me those questions through Remind. I can always help you. I can help you a lot better at this stuff with meeting in class, right? But I can still help you with, you know, emails and stuff, at least somewhat. So, you know, if you're working on it and you're really struggling with something, don't be afraid to ask for help, kid. That's what I'm here for. I'm answering messages all day long. So just keep sending them. It's basically my job right now, right? To answer messages. Okay.
Yeah.
So, good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. I'm gonna say goodbye now. I talk about the assignment. I'll try and schedule one of these a week for kids who want to talk to me. And also the recordings available for any kids who want to view it later. Okay. Hope everybody's doing well and take care. And you know, keep on, right? So do your best to stay up with your work and do your best to keep learning. So take care. I'm going to end the meeting now. Let me know if you need help.
Hi,
Bye-bye.
guys.
Bye-bye.